night, Carlos and Jay, alright. Talking love so bright under the studio lights. Dating tips galore, they're never a bore. Laughing till we're sore, tuning in for more. Love in black and white, they keep it loose and tight. Putting love back in sight with every funny bite. Relationships they break, from real to all that's fake. These guys never flake, always make you stay awake. Love in black and white, Carlos, Jay take flight. Keep love in mind so right, every single night. Through laughter, tears and fears, they've gotten us for years. With jokes and all that's dear, our love's clear. Through laughter, tears and fears, they've gotten us for years. With jokes and all that's dear, our love's clear.
Hey, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where each week we put the love back in you. Right. I'm one of your hosts, Big Arch Jay Hollingsworth. As usual, we have the co-host, the Black de Bergerac, part-time famous, full-time funny, Carlos Anthony.
We in the building. Slightly behind schedule, but we in the building, and that's all that matters, man.
And salute to Anthony Bolton. What up, Tony? Or Anthony, I don't want to give you a nickname. I'm like sweating. I've been nonstop running today. But you know what? It's not about me, you know? It's about love and black and white. So
that's all that matters, man. Listen here, I told you, man, you've been putting in the work. You've been showing a lot of love. You've been showing a lot of love by doing all that stuff because it's for your boo, man. Y'all putting things together, man. This is how it works. This is okay, all right, or not.
We had a little tiff. We always laugh about them afterwards, but we got a new couch, and it's a boneless, so it's going to take a couple of days. You don't sit on or whatever. And she picked out a bunch of different pillows that she liked. So I got all of them except she wanted to get these cow pattern pillows. I was like, I can't do it. I was like,
cow pattern pillows.
Like they're pillows, but they have looks like cow hide. Thank you. And I was like, I can't do it. It's like white trash to me. It reminds me of like some fucking white trash. And Angel, she's very much into like earth and Zen and all that. And
I gotta be cow patterns though.
You're preaching to the choir, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Everything else, I'm like, it's fine. But anyways,
Chick-fil-A going on at your house.
What'd you say?
You got Chick-fil-A going on at your house. That cow from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, fucking something like
chicken.
Like, what are we fucking doing? A square dance here later? All right, let's get to our topics. We got some
even more crazy. Hold on, because for those that don't know, Angel is black.
Yeah.
So yes. So yeah, that day I may have to make fun of Angel on that one.
Dude, by the way, did I tell you? The joke I've been trying to work out about going to the Black Wall Street, the Greenwood Museum, where Angel told me to take a lot of pictures. Right. So I was trying to work out that bit, and I was on stage one time, and I was like, yeah, I went to the Black Wall Street, and my girl told me to take a lot of pictures, and I go, my girl's black, but in the moment, I'm saying that to because later on it's relevant, right?
Right.
But right at that moment, it was because they don't know where I'm going with the story or anything, and so I realized in that moment, and I go, yeah, my girl's black. I go, I mean, I'm not trying to say that like, oh, look at me, I got a black girl. I don't even know why I fucking said that on stage. But I mean, it got a laugh. But I was like, it'll make sense in a minute. It'll make
right.
sense.
You gotta hold your horses. Hold your horses. Or
Yeah,
your
or your cows.
Yeah. Yeah.
What up, Victoria? All right, let's get to the topics here. We got a hot 30 we can do.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it in.
Would you give up something you enjoy doing because your mate didn't care for it, i.e., video games? No. I mean, so take it, because extrapolate that out. What if it's comedy? What if she wants you to stop doing stand-up?
Yeah, ain't something. Well, that's a career, not just something you enjoy doing. That's a career. So because the thing
playing video games,
huh?
What if I make money on Twitch doing video games?
Then I think she would have the argument. Well, you would have the argument that, hey, man, this is how I'm paying the bills. I'm paying the bills by playing video games. Then she would have to be like, hey, well, shit, you got to do what you got to do, unless you want to pick up the extra. Now, if you want to pick up the extra, I'll stop today. And so then it becomes that kind of conversation. But if it's just something that you enjoy doing in your leisure time that she or yourself doesn't like, would you be like, hey, man, I guess I'll curb doing this because I love this person?
No. No, I mean, well, you know how we have the setup here where,
right.
I mean, I haven't played video games. I haven't played anything in, it's probably been about 2 or 3 months just because, focusing on other shit and trying to get other shit done. But the way, so Carlos knows, but for people that don't, the way our house is set up is we have a giant living room that we call that's like the TV room. And then there's the kitchen. And then on the other end of the kitchen, and it's like one long throughway, so to speak. But on the other end, I call it my gaming room. And it's, so I'll be video gaming, and I can see Angel down the way in the living room, and she'll come home, watch the news, which she likes to do. And I would be playing video games, and I'd be like, hey, can you turn that up so I can listen to it? But she's never tripped. But I mean, if anybody, I'm pretty upfront when I'm dating somebody. I tell somebody that I need time for them, time for my friends, and time for myself. And whatever the fuck I do for time for myself, as long as I ain't cheating or doing dirt, then shouldn't be a problem. That's my opinion.
Man, listen, if it's something that does not disturb my peace and I can give it up, then I would. And I say that loosely with the asterisk of probably the shit that somebody would ask me to do would probably be something minimal to what I'm doing anyway. And it's just like, hey man, baby, I'd like to spend more time with you. I don't want you watching TV for 3 hours. Can we go do something? I'd be like, well, shit, yeah, I'm cool with that. So I mean, it just depends on what the situation is and what the thing is. I'm not giving up comedy. No, that's a hard no. Because again, that's how the bills get paid. So if that's what you want me to do, then unless you're willing to pick up the other half until I figure out how to navigate that on my end as the man, then yeah, no, don't ever ask me to do that. And I have been asked to do that before, and I was like, yeah, no.
With comedy or something else?
The comedy, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that.
Oh, sweet Derek. What up, Derek?
What up, Derek?
He put the show enough because Derek and Kyle of the Naturals podcast, which I did the other day. Have you done their podcast yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I didn't do theirs. I did Sweet Potato.
Oh, Derek doesn't like black people. Let's put it out there.
Hey, man, it's got, that's what happens, man. I've never even been asked to be on it.
Wow. Really, Derek? Wow. Somebody's getting canceled. The Naturals canceled.
What up,
Kanye. The Naturals do not like black people. No, it's a good podcast, but this isn't going to help their case from what I just said. Neither one of them had seen The Last Dragon or knew anything about it. So
that's like Tyler didn't know what the fucking Wiz was. So yeah, you'd love to have me on. Love.
Oh, now you would. Was there any love before? I didn't hear no invites.
All right, let me check my emails real quick. Yep, nothing.
I love Derek. I'm fucking with you, Derek.
Absolutely.
But getting back to what you were saying, Carlos. Okay, see, my thing is like, okay, let's say you're 2 years into comedy,
Mm.
and so you're making a little bit of money, but not chicken strips for the most part. And then your girl says, "I want you to quit spending time doing comedy." So it's not your career like it is now. What up, TJ Preston? And it's not your career as it is now. How would you react to that?
We'd have to have a serious discussion about life then, because now why would you want me to do that? Why would you?
I just don't like. Here, we'll role play. I'll be the girl. Hey, Carlos. So I know you've been, and I'm gonna do it just how it probably would be when you were first starting out. Hey, I know you've been doing this little comedy thing and everything, and I don't know if there's like a midlife crisis or anything, but I was just thinking maybe, you could cut back on some of that. Maybe instead of going out like 3 or 4 nights a week, maybe just 1 a week.
Why?
I just want us to spend more time together.
Well, then come to comedy shows with me.
But I can't talk to you because you
talk to me right on before and after I'm done.
Well, then I'll be talking during other people's set. That's kind of rude.
Well, it happens.
So you wouldn't do it?
I mean, that's not a valid enough reason from her that I need to stop doing comedy, because how long has she and I been? How long have we been dating, sir, ma'am?
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
We're about to have our 3-year anniversary.
Nah. Not especially if I'm good at it. If I'm good at something and I'm starting to pick up steam with something, then I'm not going to stop that because you just want to hang out. So I mean, that's.
So what would be a good excuse for anything that I like to do in my free time that you want me to keep? What would be a good excuse for somebody to ask me to quit? What
if it's something to me, I think if it's of a casual nature and there's something I can do without, then absolutely I would substitute that with her request. But if it's something that I am focused on or I'm working on, that's either going to make me better or it keeps me out of just hell, even if it was video games, it's keep me out of being out the house. Then we'd have to have a discussion about the reality of why you would want me to not do that.
Yeah. This reminds me of, I've talked about them on the podcast before, James and Ty, who were like, their family, I'm Uncle Jason to their kids, and I lived with them at different times, rented a room at their house. But I remember, God, we were in our 20s and we were all over at James and Ty's place, and Matt was there, Mark was there, Big Brothers were there, and we were playing video games, playing Xbox. And one of the other girls, not Ty, but somebody's girl that they were banging at the time, I'm sure it wasn't a girlfriend, but was just like, "Oh, you don't mind them like just playing video games here?" And Ty was like, "He's not out at a strip club. He's not out. He's right here, safe with his friends. Why not?" And the girl was just like, "Abba."
Because I think the caveat here, because Derek said it's a red flag if your partner asks you to stop doing something. Yes or no? If it takes up so much of your time that you are not focused on your mate at all, then I think that's where it becomes the area of concern for anybody. Even if I had a girl, she was doing something, I'd be like, "Hey man, we're not really connecting because you're always doing that." Then now we have to have a discussion because we're not making this relationship connection. You're just around, and if you're just around, and I don't need you in a relationship, we can be cool. If that makes sense, because I'm I don't. Yeah, and so I think that's the real asterisk on this part of the discussion is if it's taking away from your ability to spend time with your quality time with your mate, then you have to really consider what's more important to you. Do you want the relationship, or do you want that video game, or do you want to go out and party with your friends? Or is that how much of that relationship really means to you? How much does it mean to you?
Yeah, I know like a lot. I missed out probably on a lot of relationships, or certain relationships didn't work out. I mean, I'm cool with pretty much every one of my exes. But I'm sure I know it definitely affected some of our relationships because I get very tunnel vision ish, so to speak, on like when I was in corporate America, I was like, I started as a tech support rep, and I was like, I'm going to bust my ass and work my way up, and eventually I was the ops manager for Yahoo. Or when I was doing martial arts, MMA, I was like, I wanted to get my black belt, and I was very focused on that. And then with comedy, same thing, like like when I moved to Seattle from Boston, I was like, okay, I'm getting unemployment. I have no excuse not to bust my ass on this comedy thing. So I was like, I don't want anybody to outwork me. And shout out to Andrew Rivers. He was the only person I saw that was busting his ass as much as I was at that time. But yeah, it's it would have to be a very compelling debate or argument for me to quit something that I enjoy that's not harming anyone.
Yeah, I get that part. Absolutely. Yeah. I get that for sure. Derek brings up a great point. It has to be balanced. I think everybody has to have some balance because, like I said, we talk about this all the time on the podcast. You need to be able to do your thing. I need to be able to do mine. Whatever that enjoyment is, whether it's hanging out with your friends, or video games, or watching a program, whatever the case may be. And then we also have our time together. So as long as we can find that balance and it's not disrupting the relationship or the ability to build the relationship, then everybody should be good.
Yeah, and speaking of balance, Derek, you should have some balance in your guests on your podcast. Have you had a black guest on your podcast before? I don't think you have.
Well, first of all, wait a minute. When you said, have you had a black?
I don't think he said a black guest.
Oh, okay.
Don't cut my fucking sentence off, Carlos. Don't you try to get me canceled?
Have you had a black? Have you had a black on the show? Wait a minute.
You had a black? What the? I'm trying to I'm on your side. You're trying to get me.
I didn't hear guest. I missed guest. I heard a black.
Sanders said, but if she sees that comedy pays good or you're not stressed, would she ask you to stop? We were talking more like if you're starting out, like you're going after a dream. The blacks, yeah, my fucking joke. Can't pluralize that. All right, yeah, that was a good one there, Carlito.
There you
go. Do you believe this? Okay, so Carlos has a picture in here, and he said, "Do you believe the statement in the pic to be true?" And I'll read it, and then I'll show it up on this thing. But it says, "One of the most attractive things is a man who actually admits that he wants you, sends you good morning and good night texts, replies fast, doesn't leave you undelivered, and shows you how much he wants you, gives you time and attention, does anything to make you smile, and has eyes for you only." So do I believe that is one of the most attractive things in men?
I don't go back inside. Hell, I didn't even look at it again. So yeah. That was the online question. Yeah. It says one of the most important attractive things in a man. Yeah, do you believe that? Do you believe that statement as a man? Do you believe that statement? Now I'm gonna go back and look at. Wow, my phone started talking.
So you're asking me, do I think this is one of the most attractive things in a man for a woman?
Do you think it's
or your mate?
Hold on, because I got to pull it up too. Do you? Well, let me rephrase it. Well, let me ask the question. Do you believe women believe that?
I think it depends on where the woman is at in her life.
Okay.
Because and also what she wants. What does she want out of this man? Mm-hmm. Because I mean, what's the like? It's a saying of like sexual harassment in the workplace is just dependent on if the person finds the other person attractive or not. And I didn't say guy or girl, so because like if you're attracted to someone and they show interest in you, then it's not sexual harassment. But if you find them disgusting and they ask you out or whatever, you're like, hey man, what the fuck, So do I think a man who actually admits that he wants you, sends you good morning and good night texts, replies fast, doesn't leave you undelivered, and shows how much he wants you, gives you time and attention, does anything to make you smile, and do I believe that is an attractive thing? I would say, yeah. I mean, again, depending on where the person is at, guy or girl, because if you're not you're wanting anything serious at this specific point in your life, you're probably going to be like, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker texts me in the morning, at night. You want to leave me the fuck alone? God damn,
Right.
give me some time apart.
Right.
Sanders, don't you get on Team fucking Carlos trying to get me canceled.
Yeah, there it is.
Man and woman, but not the blacks.
So I'm gonna pick it back on what you said. I do believe it depends on the stage of the person, because that's a lot. That's a lot. First of all, I think, and I cannot speak on behalf of women. I'm a man, but it's my belief that most women want that. They want a man who's responsive. They want a man who's loving. I'm trying to go back to the topics that he said in there. That admits that he wants you. That is going to send you the good morning text, reply fast, not leave you on delivered. It shows you how much. I believe the overwhelming consensus of women do want that, but it also depends, like you said, on where that person is in her life, and does she want it from you? Because that's the key.
Yeah.
Because it can be overwhelming to a woman where you like, nah, man, I don't like you like that. But I think then she has to communicate that to him, because once it gets into that ballpark, then you're dealing with a whole different thing. Now, is this dude is doing all this stuff and you're not really into him like that, then you need to let him know, because it's not worth the time. It's not worth wasting either one of your time.
It goes the other way too. Like, as a guy, certain points of my life, I would not like that. And then certain points, 100%. So like, yeah, I mean, if I'm just was out in these streets fucking and this girl's like, and if I text her like, hey, you up? And immediately she's texting back and then texting me good night and texting me in the morning and stuff. And yeah, I would just be like, yeah, it would not a turn off, but I would be like, okay, I need to kind of distance myself. Versus, at the stage I'm at now, then yeah, I'm like, oh, she's down for me, like I'm down for her too. And also, you got to have that, desire for the person back, I think.
Absolutely, reciprocation is key. It's paramount. And because I feel like I do that. What this thing says. Listen, especially if I'm into you, that I'm responding to you quickly. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't matter what I'm doing, or within a short amount of time, because I want you to know that you are that important to me, that I'm gonna make sure that I respond to you in a timely fashion, and that you know that, hey, listen, I'm in. But if that's not reciprocated, then we got a whole different issue, because now I'm like, if you leave me on red, or I have to wait hours on end for you to respond, then I'm like, yeah, you're not really feeling me like that. And that's the reality of the situation, because people who want to be together make those sacrifices to respond in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
So and it's a lot that goes on to it. So communication is key. If you can't do that, yeah, nah.
And this also, because I was, I've told it on this, but I was fucking up with Angel where I kept canceling, and then she had called me on it. I want to read Derek's comment. Communication is probably one of the hardest things for people to maintain in a relationship, which I'd argue is most important. People are always on their phone. So yeah, if they aren't responding, that's a sign. Yeah. By the way, when did iPhones become narcs, by the way? It's so fucked up that you text somebody, you're like, oh, they read it, and they just don't give a fuck.
Oh, no. Well, not only iPhones, I got that on the Samsung. I got that on Samsung. And I think that's, again, when you're paying attention to your relationship, or you in the makings of making a relationship, those are the things that you pay attention to the most. Is, okay, so you saw my message and you didn't say shit? You saw it and you didn't say shit? You said something 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour, 2 hours later? Then what's up with that? What's up with that? Because, I mean, it's to me, it's such a casual thing to be like, hey, I'm busy right now, I'm doing this, or whatever the case may be. Let me get back to you. I saw your message.
Right.
In the store. I mean, you don't have to, but once you get into, them extended periods. So yeah, the narcs are out. So if you are sending out messages to your male or female, and you read the message, you like, to me, that's also shows how much you really care. If I sit there and get a message from female, I'm like, yeah, I got that. All right, man. So what's up with you? You like, I don't really care about you like that. Or not to that degree, a level of consideration. And I'm like, let me respond to you, not even if it's immediately within a short amount of time.
Yeah, and Victoria said communication is also a big sign of respect. Agree, 100%, 100%. And I would also say a big sign of respect is your time. Like, oh, dude, my old martial arts instructor, James DeMille, R.I.P. Joe DeMille. He used to say, like, if we're supposed to meet at 5 o'clock and you're, or whatever time, and you're always late, you have no respect for my time or anything. Because, like, if I told you meet me at 5 and you show up at 5:30, what if I told you, oh, I have a check for you for $1 million, but you have to be here at 5. If you're here at 5 o'clock in 1 second, it's getting torn up. I bet you'd make time to be there on time.
Maybe there 4:45. Maybe there 4:45.
Yeah, exactly. So my time has no value to you. You don't give a fuck about my time, which is like, that's a big pet peeve of me. It drives me fucking nuts.
100%, 100%. But let's add to this. Yeah, but I'm glad you pulled that one up. And that's why red message note. What did you say, Victoria? That's why red message notification is off on both phones. First of all, the player, you got 2 phones. Let's not skip over that. But secondly, here's the thing: I don't even have to know that you read it or not. Your response time to me says enough. Because unless you have a job that you cannot be on your phone, and I understand that, and your job is 8 to 14 hours a day, then those are the periods of time that I would expect, hey, I probably won't hear from this person a lot between this time and this time.
Yep.
But outside of that, it goes back to what Derek was saying. People have their phones with them or around them at some point, either whether it's on vibrate or it's on sound, when you are getting a message or a call. So if you're telling me that you can hear that from a person that you claim to want to be with or you want to be around, and you can hear that and be like, I'll get to that when I get to it, then you're not really that interested in that person.
But like, dude, I have a perfect example of this just happened. So, like, if you call me, Carlos, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If you call me, I'm going to answer it. It doesn't matter, and so that just happened with Manny. Manny called me, and I was in the middle of, like, we're moving these couches to the garage, and we got new couches, and I literally was just in the middle of it. But I saw Manny, and I was like, make sure he's okay. So I answered. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then he started talking about the Charlie Kirk thing. So I was like, okay, I was like, are you good? I go, I'm right in the middle of something. Can I call you back? He's like, oh, yeah. Just call me back. I was like, okay, cool. But, and that's a perfect example of, like, I will, like, if you're calling me, I'm always going to answer your call, Carlos. And then regardless of what I'm in. And then if it can wait, I'll be like, okay, let me call you back, which we've both done numerous times, right. But it's like, it's that respect thing, I agree 100%. It's a big thing of respect. And
respect and communication, man. And I think that's one of our themes for the show is always respect and communication. If you can do those 2 things at the base of any relationship, I think you're fine. And both of y'all have that and establish that, then you're fine. Outside of that, anything else, then you're constantly questioning your value with that other person. And once you start questioning your value with somebody, to them, with respect back to you, it's a hard no-go, especially at this stage in life for me. That's a hard no-go.
I agree.
I have a hectic schedule as it is. So if I'm making the time to communicate to you, and if you can't do that to me, it ain't no harm, no foul. I wish you the best. This ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Well, we should make shirts that just say RC Cola, respect and communication.
That's it.
Make a little shirt.
Man, you put that on a shirt, that'd be hot. Yeah. Respect and the communication.
We can do like Royal Crown, but it says respect and communication.
No, that'd be dope. I think we just don't nobody steal our idea, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Right.
None of you fucking whites out there steal our shit. All All right, let's do our plugs because I got to go get my glasses. Fucking this day never ends. I got to get these other glasses. What do you got? What do you got, Carlos?
I'm probably gonna be at the LA Comedy Club again tomorrow night on the 8 o'clock. I'm putting that out in the atmosphere. But I do have Silent but Deadly. I have a couple of headliner shows. Y'all should go check out parttimefamous.com. We're getting the schedule is ramping up. So let's get to it.
Yes, and next week I will be in Janesville, Wisconsin at the Comedy Cabin. If you know anybody in Janesville or in Wisconsin, please let them know. I'm there Friday, and one show Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and then shows coming up here in Vegas, Winter Haven, Florida, possibly St. Louis. Carlos and I are going to be in Santa Ana Pueblo, New Mexico. Just go to bigirishj.com for tickets. And I appreciate everybody coming in. We had a nice little turnout.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate
it. A quick one, but that's on me. That's on me. But we did it. Love you all. Thanks y'all for coming in. Until next week, we'll keep trying to put the love back in you right.
Peace out, y'all.